Mobile gaming. It's a term often laughed at by gamers across the globe. Why? Well, this has multiple reasons, but the most common arguments are the lack of depth, the games are usually low quality and simplistic in nature, but most importantly, they are known to be immensely greedy with microtransactions, paywalls, and the pop-up ads are everywhere. These kind of games are commonplace on the mobile gaming market. And for many people, this creates this stigma, causing people not to take mobile games seriously or see them as a legitimate form of gaming. But what if there was a mobile game out there that isn't restricted by these microtransactions and that actually delivers a good expansive gameplay experience with depth and gives you something of value that you can really enjoy? You might be thinking, yeah, right. And that's exactly what I would be thinking, until I got introduced to Azur Lane. Now it is Azur Lane. To put it simply, it's a World War II themed game where they take real ships from the war and turn them into anime girls. It's a gacha game and you and your anime ship girls fight other anime ship girls for glory. Now I know that that's definitely not something that piques everyone's interest, but that's not the point of this video, so stay with me on this. Also, if you know Kantai Collection, this is the mobile and historically balanced counterpart of it. What I want to focus on in this video is the way the game handles their monetization and the way they design their game around it, and how they treat their player base in general. The gaming industry as a whole has been greedy ever since consoles could connect to the internet, and that's probably not gonna change anytime soon. Monetization, microtransactions, loot boxes, season passes, and words like that leave a bad taste in a gamer's mouth these days. However, of all the gaming platforms out there, no one will deny that the mobile market is the absolute greediest among them, which is why this game stands out to me even more. So let's get into it. Before we start dissecting Azur Lane in the way they deal with monetization, it is important for you to know what the currencies are and what the gameplay is like. So first off, the currencies. Azur Lane has three main currencies. There's coins, which is your basic currency, you use it pretty much everywhere. You need it to buy new ship girls, to craft and upgrade gear, buy items, improve your facilities, you know, the basic stuff. Then there's oil, which is exclusively used to send your ship girls into battle. This is essentially your energy type of resource and it only really exists to limit farming, and it's pretty easy to get, so you won't have much trouble getting enough oil for your ship girls. And lastly, there are the gems. Gems are the premium currency and are used for optional but certainly useful upgrades like added slots in certain facilities, storage upgrades to store more gear and ship girls, and lastly, cosmetic skins. You can also buy coins and oil with them, but no one really does that because it's just a waste of gems. So now that you know all that, what exactly are you supposed to do in the game? Well, like I said earlier, it is a gacha game. If you're not familiar with that term, it basically means the goal of the game is to collect something, in this case ship girls, through the use of an in-game loot box like system, which in Azur Lane has very generous drop rates. Once you actually collect these ship girls, you can start building fleets with them, taking on hundreds of levels, doing the story mode. Some ships even have their own little side story to appreciate. Overall, you are just getting stronger in general and collecting more and more. There are side activities you can do, like decorating your dorm room, browsing your ships on information on them, just kinda exploring all the menus and stuff like that. There's also timed events with their own little mini games and rewards pretty much all the time, which gives you a lot of incentive to check in every now and then. I don't want to get too much into all the things the game has to offer and that you can do, but it's a lot and it's definitely commendable. Nothing the game offers you feels like a waste of time or an unnecessary extra, and that's the point I'm trying to make here. So how does the monetization actually work in this game? And why do I praise the game so much for it? Well, to start off, like I said, you have the gems, which are the premium currency. You don't really need these to have a good time, but they certainly help. There's also a lot of them you can get for free simply by beating stages or collecting certain ship girls, so it's not like you don't get any of them. The only reason why you would actually need to buy gems is to buy skins, as these are somewhat pricey, but compared to other AAA games today, it's nothing special. Especially when you take into consideration Azur Lane is made in China of all places. To give you a price point of how much gems actually cost, here's the shop as it is now. They are fairly priced, and when you buy a gem package for the first time, you get twice the amount. And as I mentioned earlier, unless you want to buy skins, you don't really need any of this. They also give you free skins through events every now and then, so customization options are there even if you are a free-to-play player. They're super generous to their player base. To give some more examples, every time they do a maintenance, they give all the players anywhere between 1000 and 4000 coins, and the same goes for oil. This is actually quite a lot. On top of that, they also give out tons of rewards for pretty much anything. Just a while ago they gave out 1500 oil 3 days in a row because it was International Children's Day. And they do more handouts like this. Not just with oil and coins, but sometimes even gems or other in-game items. The best part in all of this is that even though the game can be grindy at times, I've never felt like the game is grindy to such an extent that I need to pay to get any real progression, like you have with so many other games these days, especially mobile ones. There are no real pay to win elements. Sure, you can buy the other currencies and some items with gems like I said, but that's foolish and ultimately doesn't give you any significant benefit in strength over other players. So yeah, the conclusion from all of this is that mobile games can be great and not be super greedy. With most of the mobile gaming market being low effort money milking machines, it is nice to see that a game like Azur Lane is among them. I'm not expecting the mobile gaming market to be more like this, because let's be real, there's no stopping it. But I really appreciate the fact that the developers and the publisher of Azur Lane have made such an in-depth game with so much to do and does not feel like they are reaching for my credit card. If the game seems fun to you, I can certainly recommend it. Whether you like it or not is up to you, but I certainly enjoy it. And I hope other games that treat their players this nicely will hit the mobile gaming market someday. The Azur Lane community is great, and a large part of that is because of how nice the devs and the publisher are. I honestly believe that if we do have more mobile games like this in the future, it can remove some of that stigma and help shed a different, more positive light on mobile gaming. That's it for me for now. I hope you liked the video. I also stream on Twitch and I love chatting with people, so come check me out in there as well. I wish you all a fantastic day. This is Great, signing off.